next slide. So I have around 8 to 10 pages of time, and then just explain what the difference does. So basically, our company is headquartered in California. This is our delivery center in Chennai. So we are headquartered in California. So mainly we focus on three things: research, solution development, and establishing tech centers of excellence. So what is tech centers of excellence? For example, mainly one of the three things we do is for universities and colleges, we provide software and hardware. That is called center of excellence. So that is that we procure for the class of colleges and universities. That is the requirement given to us. Since we are tied up with various partners, we procure them and give them. That is called center of excellence. For example, you can see Shastra University, Tanjavur. We have entire server, IBM server, we procure from India. We are establishing Shastra University. Apart from that, so in the National Institute of Engineering, it is one of the oldest engineering colleges in India. So we are talking that. So that is center of excellence. So I told you we are currently doing a lot of in-house projects using onshore resources, offshore resources. So we are having a 30-member team. We have spread around the world. So currently we have some resources in the US and around the world in Hyderabad and other places. It's a 30-member team. So we do using those processes. We are doing in-house projects as well as for projects for other companies. So what are the things we cover is chip design. So we have for example, the next 3 years is going to be the 3 important things is going to be chip design, AI, and quantum computing. So chip design, sorry, can I go to the next slide? Okay. So with respect to chip design, can you heard about this open power? Anybody has heard about this open power foundation? So it is a non-profit foundation from IBM. So it is mainly catered to people who are interested in doing chip design. So EC students, triple students, or who are interested in chip. So using this, like if you can see as a thing called power. The power is nothing but an architecture. It consists of processors, like any CPU as a processor. Similarly, like it's a GPU. So the power is an architecture. It is from IBM. So there it has a lot of processors. So using anybody can become a member. A student can become a member. An organization can become a member. So using this. Sure. So using this, what happens is they can become a part of this community. So it's an IBM Open Core Foundation, it's a very big community, technical community. So it's a non-profit organization. So what is this? These are 3 things you can do. So what are the 3 things you can do? You can build custom hardware. So for example, you have a laptop, you have a lot of devices, a lot of parts. So all these things can be done using this IBM Open Core Foundation with the help of power architecture. So can you go to the next slide? Okay. So here, as I told you, you can provide hardware designs. So for example, you can it's for companies who are interested in doing research. So young people, students might be interested in research and development. So PhDs, so all these people can make use of this chip design. Okay. Yeah. So this IBM, this open core foundation, is open to all the anybody can become a member. There are 2 types of member. One is a student member, like them college people. The other is organization. So on this organization is enrolled. So that the employees of the organization can do using this power process. The projects will be listed. No, these are things that is not such possible. These are the tools they provide. So IBM using this power foundation, they provide, like for example, if you want to do using chip, you want to do something, you know, a lot of things. We have a set of things. So they provide the process. So what you can do? You can do policies. Using the open core foundation, you can do that.
So the goal is like to handle the customer queries so that it can ask like 24/7. It will be asking the queries and scope of that and technology, what is being used. So I'll be like explaining you briefly. So as this is a PPT content, we have to like maintain a proper structure. So this desperately having this kind. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, this is a front-end technologies that have been used for the chatbot actually. So like we just work in multiple projects like with different other frameworks like this React, Angular. So you may have heard of or you may just worked out right React framework, anything like that. Yeah. Okay. So, but for the chatbot, it is like a chat window which is supposed to be there in the corner of the web page. It is the bottom of the page, right? So we don't need any proper framework for that to handle because React will be handling multiple things. Like for this website, whole website creation, we'll be using this React because we'll be having a separate section, right? So multiple developers will be there. So we'll be allotting each component for every developer and we can unite them. So that is what React. But this chatbot is a thing that will be like only one window. So we just use this simple text stack for that. Like when we HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So when I show the demo, that you can actually know. So what is the actual structure of the chatbot. Okay. So and Ajax fetch. So it is like importing our public URL into like it is like a connection oriented thing. So the backend will be working in separate thing and frontend will be working for the connection. We'll be using this Ajax fetch. So that we'll be importing the public URL into it. So that is for the Ajax fetch. And fast, these are backend technologies that we have used for the chatbot, like fast API, drag, and sentence transformer. Like fast API is the one. So like before implementing any projects, we have to test something, right? So for public to view globally, so we have to test multiple things so that it may work properly, and we have to export it into our website, right? So for the testing, for the backend work testing, like in the fast API, we will be having a website called Swagger. So in that, we'll be like after training all the LLM models, so we'll be having this fast API website so that we can ask many queries in that. Okay, we can ask many queries like this queries which is related to the website that we are developing. So, for example, contact information, like who is the founder, like basic questions that we can ask, so that we can able to know how the model will be working and giving the responses. So, if the responses are quite efficient, that we can assume that, so that we can able to know that model is being working fine. So, okay, this system is working fine. So, for that helping tool that we are just using is fast API. Clear? And then RAG is acting like this combines the document retrieval with response generation to answer user queries. So, like which is like acting like a database. Okay. So for answering all the queries, we just need the complete website information, right? For it to store, but for any other project, we will be having this other DBs like this SQL and many DBs are there. But for this AI, they'll be most commonly used DB is RAG. Okay, for storing and retrieving all the document related information. So that is what RAG called. And sentence transformer. And the transformer's job is like to enhance like the semantic embeddings. That is, the computer understanding language is this like binaries, right? Zeros and ones, right? So we have to convert that text into in order to understand the computer. So we have to like convert the text into a vector embedding so that the no it is like it will be knowing that what to do, right? So for example, if we have the query like hi how are you, though hi will be having some decimal values like 0.12, it will be having it in backend we'll be knowing that. Okay, so that is what the exact work of the sentence transfer that model will be using to convert the text into vector embeddings. Okay, yeah, this is like fires is the thing like we have, for example, this contact information that we are entering, contact details, and we have multiple chunks that has been present in the website which refers to the contact word, right? We'll be retrieving multiple chunks, but in order to shortlist some of the major chunks, we have to use these fires. We have to declare how many chunks, top three chunks or top five chunks we have to take in note, and so for that we're just using this bias to retrieve the top chunks so that the chatbot answers very efficient and very accurate results. And open router. So this is an LLM model that we are using. LLM is nothing but large language model. So for Chat GPT, they are using the GPT-5 model. Yeah, now they are using Chat GPT-5 model, and they are releasing the previous versions with us. Like they'll be giving the previous the GPT-4, GPT 3.5. They'll be giving. So that model that we have to take it and we have to fine tune it and we have to import it in our chatbot so that it works fine for our website. So the model that we are using in our chatbot is Open Router, that is GPT 3.5. Okay, and we have just tested with many other models also, like Mistral, another model, and Gemma, so Llama. Many LLM models are available actually. So I will, if time permits, I will show you that websites also, like where we can access the model. And PDF Plumber and Beautiful Soup. So it is like the way that we just taking the information is from the URL that we're just importing in the website. Okay. So for example, in our code, we just import our object automation link into that code so that it extracts all the things, like all the information along with the tags, like HTML like HTML tag, title tag, many tags are available, right? That you know, like HTML, CSS, basic. So that tags can be removed, right? For this information, particular information that we have to retrieve for. So that tags removal and the information have to be properly retrieved. We're just using this libraries called Beautiful Soup and PDF Plumber, right? This is a front end like interaction. This is a basic thing that is happening in the website. So the floating icon is there, and after pressing that, we'll be having the chat window, and it is like a user responsive design. We'll be having that. When I just showcase the demo, then you can able to know the front end interaction and user input close functionality, that is having a close functionality that we can access whenever we want. So that is what they is mentioning it as a two lines. Yeah, and back-end process. So for this side, I'm showing you. Yeah. So this is the overall flow for the chatbot. Okay. So as I initially like stated, many of the things bit by bit, I'll be like try to collaborate everything and make you easier to understand. So first one is they'll be loading all the documents like from the HTML, from the PDF. They'll be extracting the documents from the link. And the next process is like they'll be exporting the tags, they're eliminating the tags. And next thing, text chunking is important, right? So if we have the example of, for example, we have um, 50 or 60 apples means. So if you just segregate into 10, 10, 10 each into a say 6 sets, it will be easy for us to arrange or something, right? So for that chunking is needed, the splitting is needed. Like that, if the information is too large, if we want any particular information, the chunking is so important so that we'll be having a separate division so that the model will be checking a separate section for the retrieval of information. That is what the chunking is more important. So we'll be in this website, not in this website, like any other website which is related to any other company or things, will having a bunch of information. So we just need this chunking so that you'll be splitting out. And embedding generation. As we told you, sentence transformer, it has been converting our text into vector embeddings so that the computer will analyze and give the and store it in FIAS. FIAS is a top chunks retrieval. So after taking all the things like converting the text into embeddings, it will be giving the top chunks. And the next one is user input. So this is where the flow begins in the from the external side. So user input begins when the user types some queries in the front end page. Some, yeah, the same example, product details. Okay, and this it will be searching for the top chunks, which is being going to the chunks and going to the vector embeddings and be retrieving the top chunks based on the fires and be giving the next it will be passing to the model via this API key, that is open route API key that we are used for this. So the model and this informations, so that can be related, right, with the using of API. That the model that the API that we are using is open route API, that is free for everyone that you can practice. So there should be some communication, right, between that, so that the model will be communicated through API and the model will be generating the response. So that is the overall flow for this chatbot actually. And one thing that the last thing is display on the front end connected via N0 URL. So that is the thing is like uh, the front end and the back end connection is has to be there, right? So for that we have to generate a public URL. So for the connection oriented. So the generation of public URL, that particular thing that will be focused by this N0. So the N0 will be generating the URL so that the link will be connected to the front end. So the front end will be giving the responses. So that is the overall flow of this chatbot. And this is like an example that just shown. Like you just type that do you offer the next page. So this is a like sample input that for testing we just imported our query. Like do you offer internships in with the web development? And yes, it is been showing like yes we offer both offline and online, like related queries with the background flow that I've completely explained this, right. So it is taking some time to respond. So in that time it will be having this overall flow and it will be giving the responses, right? So this is the overall flow of the chat bot, and like you can also test it whenever you can, like whenever you have to explore this website and have to know about this course selection. So you can ask this, so it will be giving you a like, proper reply. Avadana. Yeah, okay, thank you. And
Demo.
yeah, demo like same query that you can also enter, but for this we can also try a real time demo. Any queries like you wish to add or something like that,
You won't ask any questions.
you can ask
You
here.
want fetch information from the online website. As a student, you want a test subject, want to give any information, you can answer a question and you give the answer.
Okay.
Offline internship for data science. Offline internship for data science.
Yeah, like this is a flow that we have planned for. That after asking the query, we'll be asking the information of the person, like who's been asking, so that it will be storing in the DB for us, so that we may know like who's the contact person, so that we can interact directly with them.
It will
So
stored
that
in
is
our
the
database, hosting database. This all details will be stored. And also we created the separate internal page for checking the specific user chat history.
yeah some details that you have to fill it out so that
In that we also included the validation
yeah validation is
for
also
avoiding the duplicate records. It will show the alert message like this is the one is the validation. It will show alert message like please enter a valid mobile number.
This validation is done by which software?
JavaScript, front-end technologies.
yeah like it has been responding to your query. Who's the query? You this is a response that can be yeah. So we can actually like have different types of models. So not only this GPT 3.5, we can like proceed with like lot of other models. So there is a website called Olamma, like OLLAM. So there is a website called Olamma, so that you can explore many models which is available. So it has been updated, like depends on that billion parameters. It like depends on a system that you can access that model also. It is a local software that can be used. That is Olamma thing. So if it isn't want to be an online based thing, then you can access the Hugging Face. So that is a website which is having the open models so that you can interact with. So this is one of the flow of the chatbot. Not only this, we can have multiple amount of chatbot. So this is a flow that we have carried forward for the chatbot. So that is what. And like yeah, this any queries like any infos யாருக்காச்சும் ஏதாவது தெரியணுமா chatbot நான் அந்த மாதிரி பண்ண ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிருக்கேன் like A related
Testing, testing,
testing.
Ma'am, so you are suggesting that students need to involve themselves in a new project
testing.
and also has to have a role, different role in the company. So likewise, you can also bring a problem set. So with your problem set, we can work together. So thus, likewise, we can create a private schedule. That's also possible here in our
just like not doing a predefined project and just for the sake of that report students mentioned this would be nice. Getting their own problem set and working on it.
So I waited after this. This was a problem set which is not from our company employee, and he was successful here, and we have integrated in our team. So this is the output that you expected for. So this is an
They
example
work,
for your
as you said,
in
now
your
they will
testing.
get their own problem statement and they work any of the support if they need that will be given.
Support report will be given from us. And if you wish, if you can also give your problem set. We'll analyze the problem set is suitable to work with us. And if not, we will suggest our side of distance also. So we'll have mutual understanding between you and us, and we'll come up with a new project what you are right in this project.
Actually, they are final year students. They will be doing their projects as a this semester, next semester. After their semester of fifth sem, they will go for the projects. I think it will be very much useful to them to identify problem statement and work on it. Not just checking a project from the
Like anybody had
As
any
you saw
personal
in
interest in
Chatbot,
doing the project? Anybody has doing currently in this AI? Because all of like from the data science domain, right? Anybody has done something and have stuck in somewhere like that?
I had an idea, but I didn't know where to start it.
Okay.
So that's the where we are working on. So we are welcoming students with those ideas. So if you have an idea, you can come and suggest with us. We'll give you a counseling session also. So after that, we can go proceed further.
Okay.
We
And
also
next,
tested this application. We performed manual testing, then UI validation. Performed manual testing, UI validation, and also verified edge cases bug like fallback handling, mic permissions, and cross-browser testing also we tested. Some of the browser won't allow the microphone, use of microphone. That also, to ensure this application quality, we performed manual testing by writing test cases. Testing quality test, quality analyst designation, manual testing, software
like in
testing.
IT roles, are we ever aware of this quality tester, manual tester, automation tester kind of roles? Or is just more like full stack developer?
We don't know what this is
Okay,
about.
okay, yeah.
Validation means the application should work in all what laptop, mobile. There are separate responsiveness that we have to check whether it is the alignment are working properly, alignment are properly.
Because when you just open this outer automation URL, you'll be having a different UI, right? When it comes to the mobile, the screen is short. We have to like adjust the media thing into the mobile completed version. So that kind of testing has to be happened. So that works also happen in this chatbot.
We automated it also. We automated this by using Selenium tool. Know about this Selenium tool, automation testing tool.
Selenium testing tool. So that is also being performed in the backend. So that is, and we have like another project. So which is having which is an ongoing projects. Okay, so that I can actually give you the procedure, like the flow that has been happening currently, so that you can have an idea. So current interview what that has been happening is like only adaptive way of process. So if you just attend any mock interviews in online means it will be asking like tell me about yourself starting first. And based on the projects, based on the works that you have just said in words or said through voice, it will be like started right? So that is the procedure that is following currently. But we just added two more rounds so that the interview will be like in a fair manner. Right? So that, yeah, close to two. I'll just show you the flow and ma'am will talk about something. Akhila, 5 minutes.
Doing that.
Yeah, this is uh, this is like an ongoing projects is happening. We have to like in order to improve the efficiency and accuracy rate also. But this is a project so that you can have an idea. So the flow is actually only adaptive kind of round is the normal case, but we just added two more rounds. The first round, first the user will be entering the name in that, and then we have to upload the JD and resume like for this interview board. So it is being created for the purpose like before attending any real time interviews. So we can have this mock interviews before so that you can know what you are up to and like what is your level and all. So that is the reason that we have created. And for the course suggestions also, like it will be like pointing out the weakest points of answering the questions.
So it's not for the office actually.
Sorry.
For mock interview.
Currently it is for the mock interview, but it is though it is an ongoing project, will be like do it for the industrial purpose also. Like it is have to be like for the industrial oriented only. So as of now, it has been created for this mock for the testing. Yeah, so the procedure is like you have to add the name and JD and resume, so that you'll be asking question. The first one questions completely based on the resume based. So what the resume that you have uploaded so far, and we have to answer the questions. And then second round will be processed. Second round will be completely based on based questions. So depends on the like the JD, the Python developer or Java. So it seems. So we'll be having this. So we'll be like showcasing the demo actually. And the third round will be adaptive type of questions with the coding questions also. So which is depends on the role it seems. And then at last we'll be calculating all the percentage. And this is also like in the back end we'll be having this LLM and we have a separate flow for that. And, yeah, these are the three rounds that has been listed out. And at the end of all that, we will be having the suggested course. And like we just thought of integrating with our website. Itself. So it will be like suggesting course because the weakest points, and it will be giving you the scores also. Like what is a final score? That is what.
We just giving a simple text here.
Yeah.
Tell me about yourself means we can give a paragraph kind of answer. So for testing purpose and for a demo purpose, it's just giving a simple text.
Yeah, like this is the overall view of the interview bot actually. So the back end flow of the interview bot is like we just having this LLM to test whether the questions matching the answers also. So the chatbot interviews, so all AI based things will be happening, and we'll be having this LLM. And one more thing that have to state you like regarding this prompt engineering, right? Anybody know any ideas about prompt engineering?
Very good prompt to get your design.
Okay. What else?
Uh, GPT models are like class 5 students. You need to describe the problem statement in a very detailed manner to get the desired output.
Yeah, exactly.
For example, if I simply write, the, give me a definition of photosynthesis. Okay, it will just give me a 2, 3 line definition. But if I use meta prompting or anything, this, what we say, self consistency prompting, then I think I will frame the prompt in a way to define photosynthesis as if you're teaching to a class 5 student in 2 to 3 lines, or the tone should be like this and detail.
Yeah. Seriously, that is what the prompt engineering. So in here, in chatbot, what the prompt engineering does is like we just having this LLM and all the backend flows, and we'll be generating the responses. But in order to not give any other informations, like though we have just used this predefined models, right? This GPT 3.5, this is the GPT 3.5 which has multiple amount of data. So like it do contains all the data. So in order to avoid that, in prompt engineering, I have stated like no other information that you should display. Like if any other questions rise apart from the website, you should say no. Like that prompt sentences I have just ensured in my group. So that it works. If you just tell the prompt that you just act like a Vijay or something like that, it should answer like that. So that is what the prompt. It has to be like in a specific way. It has to answer. So answer in only 2 lines or 3 lines. I just verified because it will be retrieving a large answer and LLM is answering that questions. So I just imported the maximum length of that and all the description part which is happening in the prompt. So it is also one of the flow of this chatbot. So that is what. And this interview bot is ongoing project. So it is also like back and many works is happening. So these are two projects that we are currently working. So and just testing out the accuracy rates and all. So that is what. So if you have any queries related to AI and LLM track or anything related to it, like you just started some projects, it seems. So you are all final years, right? So have you initiated any projects as of now?
We have the semester exams this month.
Okay.
After that, we'll start.
Okay. Oh, last semester they'll be having
Last
projects.
Last semester, we'll have project.
Do you have any plan of like having a project? Like though you are all data science brilliant students, okay, you have an idea. What idea do you have? Like you don't have to like explain a big thing, like some brief. Uh, sorry, tokenizer. Okay, what do you tokenize?
Going to hospitals or being token. But people wait a long period of time and get they waste a lot of money. So if you have a tokenizer, they can book tickets or book tokens using the app or the website. They the wait the waiting time can reduce by the
Waiting time. So that you are just
and
creating.
probably most people don't know where particular doctors will be. So like using this app or this website, they can get to know where which doctor is there. Like a pediatric or a dermatologist, they can know this. So I have an idea, but I don't know where to start.
Yeah, okay. But it is like creating. It is not completely into AI, I think. So yeah, you can proceed. The random models first. Just my thing has to like some import means just have to explore some major models. So that has been working currently. Okay, how the model works actually and related to these APIs, how it is being connected. So first, the overall flow, the what is been happening and what the backend is doing, what is the front end is doing, and how to establish connection. So this oriented that we have to assign a thing. And in sideways, you have to make a proper flow, like before starting any project. It seems. So you'll be having, yeah, we just having an open source chat GPT. You can ask anything, right? Yeah, you can ask many things. Yeah, we just have asked the chat GPT for this chatbot, it seems. Okay, not only a full manual code. I'm not that much master. Okay, we have to try use this AI tools. So that is the brilliant thing that we have to follow actually. So if you have open source tool, then why can't we just have that? That is the idea. Okay, we can proceed. And any other thing that you have to ask or something like that related to?
And
No?
also one thing, whatever you're coming up with the problem set, just have a
One thing
document
I
on it.
asked.
Do a research work. You surely clearly will come with the problem set. Only clear problem set will only resolve the problem. Whatever problem that you are trying to resolve. So problem set is main. And then his suggestion is the other priority where you need to have a clear set of flow, how the problem should go on the particular project. So with the understanding of the flow of the software development, then you can apply to the thing accordingly and you can bring out a clear solution for the problem. So you already been educated, you already been trained in the graduation, you will have that knowledge. If you want assistance, you can use all the open source AI tools. So we are there for every one of us in every field. So with that assistance, we can able to enhance our project in the future also. So we will provide your some kind of counseling, some kind of if you want, you can contact us for the guidance also.
Okay, so that's all. Thank you for that. And I think next Akila ma'am. Yeah, you can proceed.
So good afternoon all. Just one or two minutes. So I'm Akila Deshwari. So I'm currently working in Bank of America for Unix Ops team, and I've also completed Python certification here in object automation, and I'm now currently pursuing Azure AZ104 cloud certification. I'm doing in object automation, and thank you team for giving this opportunity. So I'm very excited to see these Gen Z students, right? So you're all upcoming students. So all the best for all of you. So what I'm going to talk about is like it's cloud AI singularity. This is a presentation which I've already given in my company as well. So it's mainly talk about cloud and AI, the synergy of the cloud and AI. You know the many companies nowadays adopting cloud, right? Anyone can you just explain what is cloud? What is cloud infrastructure? You have any idea on it? Who are the cloud providers, major cloud providers? There's Amazon, like that. Yes, yes, they are the providers, right? So the servers. So actually, when I see in my company as well, so we have the servers, we have the on-premises services. Now, what they are doing, right? The company wants to adopt the cloud. So in what way they want to adopt the cloud? Because AI is emerging, right? So to do the AI which is a complex data sets. You are in data science, right? You have complex data sets. So to process all these data sets, we require a large amount of processing, like GPUs, which we are talking about. So these are all the components which has been provided by the major providers. So nowadays, the company when there is the era of this AI, so they want to adopt the AI. They want this kind of infrastructure. So for that, they are using the cloud. Okay, so when we use the cloud providers, so it helps us to utilize. It makes us to the decision making. So as you know, cloud computing. Next, see. What is singularity? Now I tell about the singularity. It's a concept actually. It has been told by the Ray Kurzweil. He's a famous futurist. He's telling that there will be a future where the AI will overpower the human intelligence. That is what expected. We are already in that process. Already we are in that process, and we are going to expect that. So when this cloud and AI is getting merged, we'll see an enormous growth in the technology, and we see many companies as well. We can see the Netflix, which has used the AI for the recommendation purpose because it has adopted that cloud journey when there is a crash of this Netflix, and it has adopted the cloud, and with the help of the cloud and the AI, now it is booming industry in the entertainment. We have many industries like that, even in this medical, so many fields. We see this AI is developing in a rapid phase. So this presentation explores thus what is going to be done. So when we see the cloud computing, you can see this all when there is a cloud computing, we have a cloud of resource management, and we have elasticity. Elasticity is the main component of cloud. Elasticity and business innovation can be done, personalized user experience. So these are all the components. So these are the components of the cloud computing. So when the AI and cloud is getting synergized, we have a massive growth of that. So that's what we are going to see. So why AI and cloud? Intelligent AI model accelerate AI adoption and amplifies cloud business impact. So that's what we are going to see about it. So the basic, I'm just going to basic overview of what I know. I'm just exploring this. So we see that there are many services which has been provided. The AI services, the managed AI infrastructure is provided by the cloud adopters. So integration can be done properly. So when the business, now you see business will be having, even my company is having the structure infrastructure in on premises only. Now we are adapting to the AWS, Azure, and all. Now we are moving because we want to utilize this AI, so we are just moving from here to hybrid cloud. We have cloud computing, we have right public, private, and hybrid. So we are going to process both in our on-premises and as well as the cloud. So utilize that components. But when we see the banking sector and all, banking sector is little they are a little backwards with this adoption of AI. You know, because banking field as finance, right? So it mainly deals with the finance. The reputation is very important because so the banking sector is little backward in adopting this kind of AI because the security is very important because they are having all the details of the customers. So that's very important. Even in my company, they are very much about the customers first. They want this facility to be added, but on the same side, security is very important. Resilience is very important. The business should run continuously. There should not be any interruption. Okay, so that the server should run in the interrupt without any interruption and without any security breach. That's very important. When we come to AI, whenever you are also earning AI, responsible AI is very important. We have to see to that the AI doesn't overpower the human intelligence and it doesn't do any bias. It should not do any bias, right? So it's not when it's decision making. You're learning this data science, right? So it's giving a decision. So you're putting the data inside and it is analyzing the data and it is giving, but it should not do any bias to the data. So that should be clearly maintained by the governance. Even you have seen that Elon Musk has spoke about the data bias and everything, right? So there should be a governance. So governance should be implemented. Even though we grow with this AI, there should be a proper governance in worldwide. It should be like common. So that is already the governments are into that already. So these all need to be taken into care, and we have to grow along with it. So that is what, and so then we can see that then we have next slide. I think what I'm saying. Operational efficiency. Okay. So when we have seen so many impacts which is without AI, there are operational inefficiency and cost overruns. This deals about when on premises, right? We cannot able to move that on premises servers into the operational cost will be more to adopt. So the companies are adopting cloud with AI service. So that impact can be eradicated. And data silos and poor decision making. So when there is this kind of AI with cloud, help us to make a decisions. So what Netflix and what other companies are doing, right? So they can able to with the data sets in the AI, the power of AI, they can able to make a decision. What can be done quickly? What is the market? What is the current market? So it helps us to overcome this data silos and decision making and security vulnerabilities. That is also can be done. Even though has some ups and downs, but it also has so many tools. Security tools also is there, already provided by the AI. They're also creating something and it also providing. We have so many tools, security tools has been given by the AI to manage this all things, all this vulnerable cyber securities, cyber vulnerabilities can be managed with this AI thing. And talent and resource. So these are all some case studies. Next one. So these are all some case studies we have already seen. So we can see this Capital One cloud data breach. It's Capital One is like it's a bank. So it had their 2020 it had a data cloud breach. So this is because of that cloud was not adopting with the AI. So that's a reason. So you can see major cloud security breach affected 100 million customers due to gap in secure AI and cloud infrastructure practice. There should be, even though we adopt the cloud, there should be some security. We should have some norms actually. Who can that policies like what you say? Yes, user policies all there, right? So who should add,
Acquire the data.
acquire the data? So that breach has led to this Capital One data breach. And next one is this Artifact AI startup failure. Artifact is it was an startup just done by the Instagram founder. And what happened? Like it started as a news feed. It started as an AI powered news feed, but it got failed. Because of that, they started with some like a news feed, and they diverted from the decision. So they started like other like Instagram, that kind of thing. So decision making was lacked there. So despite high profile backing because this started with Instagram co-founder, right? Artifact failed due to poor user engagement and lack of scalable AI cloud strategy. So they didn't follow that AI. These are all the concept which has been showing that where it is it lacked. even though with this big infra and everything, backup everything, because it is taking danger of launching AI products without the cloud synergy. So everything should be balanced. So that's what the company, while they are moving from one to, when they are adopting anything, they have to see in all the ways what can be done. So you should know what are the pros and cons as well, and what the business we are doing. So it should first we have to make the strategies. What all our business? What is our clients? We have to understand our clients. Customers are the main, right? So we have to understand what are the customers and what they need and how that can be fulfilled with all kind of securities. Now, securities main role actually. That is the main thing which has to be taken care. And forward health autonomous technology. So this also was get even with this AI powered, it got failure with this management level. So these are some case studies. So I emphasize on learning. So I emphasize on we have to learn, continuous learning, and this says about the cloud and AI synergy. So as you're all students, you have to adopt everything and you have to keep learning. You have to upskill yourself. As he was telling us, what we have to study, we don't know like that. You have to study. You have to get all kind of overview. Whatever it is, you have to know what is that. That's all. If you say some word, you should know what is that. That's all. You don't want to know everything inside and all the codes. Nothing is required. You have to know that. You have to know that if this is a software, you have to know for what the software is used. That's all. One or two lines. So where the software can be used, what is the advantages, what are the disadvantages? That is enough. Then you can learn because the company everything will be different. But you should have the overall view. What is the market? What is the trend? So that should be there. You should have that open to learn everything, and the communication skill is very important. So that's all. The interview they see that only. They see the people who's ready to learn. They should open to learn everything. That's what you want to know. You don't want to know everything. Nobody can know everything, right? So you want to know that simple knowledge, all the terms, what are the softwares. We're talking about so many things, right? He was telling what are the technologies that has been used for this chat GPT. So many fires. He was telling so many things, right? So you have to know what is what. That's enough. So that's what we have to learn. We have to upskill ourselves, and we have to be very bold and we have to show off ourselves, right? What we know, we have to show off ourselves. That's all very important. That will help you in the long run, and you keep on what you even though you have to do this BAU, right? You should not do only the work. Imagine in front. We have to see in the shoes of from customers. Who is our customers? Who is our clients? From their point of view, we have to start. Then only, as she was telling, right, problem statement. Where the problem statement can be done. When we see in the from their space, then only you can able to identify the problem statement. Once you identify the problem statement, and as he was telling, we have to make the roadmap. What all the softwares can be, what can be done, what is the next, and what is the next. Then you can come up with the solution. So that's all right. Okay. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you all.
Give your inputs about this industrial visit. You can share your feedback, give your opinion.
Any students know this? Any two students?
Good afternoon to everyone. A great opportunity uh, for the students and for us also. So, from our regular chaos work, we have come out and we have seen the real-time workflow of the company. So, this is the agenda of industrial visit. So, with that, we could see different type of demonstrations, starting from software till the hardware fabrications. So, it was very much useful for the student as well as for us. So, the workflow of the project development for entire software, sir has given us a roadmap of how the project need to be started and how we commenced out as an proper product for the outcomes, right? So this was very useful, sir. Thank you so much. And hope students also had great time today, coming out as a team. And still, if the student strength would have been uh, somewhat more, it will be useful for them also. So don't worry, we are there. We will take the same thing to our other students also, and we will motivate students to take up more projects. And from the company side and from the college side, we also invite you all to give a demonstration to our faculty with all your inputs. I think this will be an eye-opening session for our faculty also. Thank you.
So I thank Professor Anil. So I ran it because students, the other two students can come and share their opinion.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mayank. I'm a final year student studying in SRM Ramapuram. Uh, Today we gathered here for the industrial visit and all our esteemed teachers. They conducted the session very well. We got to know a lot of things, a lot of new things about the workflow designs, about the new tech, and also it was an eye-opener session for us, like moving forward. Like most of us, we are in the final year, but we haven't started working on our final projects. We don't know, like we are the most confused people. Like some of our batchmates, they were saying like they have ideas, but they don't know where to start. So I think this session helped us a lot in order to identify where what our objective is or what our purpose is. Working with AI and all those things. Me myself, I was very confused before the session. Like a lot of things, a lot of ideas are going on in the head, but not getting the proper platform or I should say a proper workflow, a roadmap, like where to start. Okay, I made a lot of beginner level projects and all those things, but I never got satisfaction with any of it till date. But yeah, moving forward, final semester is coming up, so I hope so. We'll get this session, the insights we got from the session, it will add a lot of value to where we are heading. So that's it. Thank you.
As Mayank said, this has been a very eye-opening session. Yes, even I was confused about things. We learned few things in college, and now after listening to the workflow of the chatbot and other things, we now got to know where to actually apply those and how they're actually being applied. So thank you. It was an eye-opening session.